If dogs are manipulative, cats are devious masterminds, quietly purring in their little heads as they've already made us do whatever they want before we even know what happened. But do you know what their various vocalizations mean? Let's explore them. It turns out that cats are actually pretty awful at asking for help in an easily understandable manner. The reason for this is extremely on brand though. Cats aren't really into the whole calling for help thing, to a point that they really don't have an easy expression for it in their language kit. Interestingly enough, the closest thing they have for it is purring of all things. Most people think that purring is solely a cat's happy sound, but in reality it has layers upon layers. When your cat is purring, it's essentially telling you that it'd prefer you stay put. Sure, it can be a sign that Kitty is as happy as it's ever been, but according to University of Georgia professor of veterinary behavior Sharon Crowell-Davis, it could also mean that it's asking you to stick around because it's injured or feels sick. According to the ASPCA, meowing is another all-purpose tool cats use, and interestingly, adult cats only use it to communicate with humans. Unfortunately, they tend to use it for pretty much everything. While a cat could meow simply to say hi, it could also be asking you to do any number of things. It's up to you to figure out just what that is and how critical it is. The fact that cats are stuck in a weird limbo of potentially ambiguous meowing and purring is particularly strange when you take into account the fact that cats, in fact, do have a whole host of other sounds that seem like they might be calling for help, or at the very least reinforcements. Stamford, Connecticut veterinarian Dr. Sasha Gibbons reveals that while these potentially worrying vocalizations have fairly specific meanings, they're not even remotely distress-related. If you're a cat lover, you might be familiar with the trill, a weird sound that almost sounds like a bird chirping. This may sound like your cat is malfunctioning in a profound way, but in reality, the trill is merely a feline way of greeting fellow cats and people alike. The most accurate translation would probably be a positive, welcoming, "Hey, look at me." Another odd feline enunciation you might have encountered is the rapid chattering sound that is accompanied with the strange visual of the cat quickly vibrating its lower jaw. Appropriately enough, this strange noise is known as the chatter, and cats tend to reserve it exclusively for birds. Some say that the chatter is a sound of excitement. Others think it's all about frustration. Others still view it as the cat's spirited attempt to mimic birdsong. However, regardless of the motivation behind the chatter, its meaning is perfectly clear. The cat is currently seeing a bird and would very much like to attack said bird right now, thank you very much. While there may be no simple way to tell whether your cat is crying for help or merely complaining about the fact that you've switched from wet food to kibble, Catster tells us there's one cat sound that's invariably a distress call. We're talking, of course, about caterwauling, the howling, drawn-out wail that most cat owners know and dread. While it's pretty much always a signal that something's wrong with the cat, it's unfortunately just as vague as many other cat vocalizations. Caterwauling is often a breeding signal used by female cats in heat and nearby unneutered male cats alike. Then again, a spirited caterwaul might also be used during feline turf disputes, or it might mean that your furry friend is hurting, disoriented, frightened, hungry, thirsty, sick, or otherwise experiencing some temporary crisis that requires assistance. You'll notice that a lot of these things are the exact same situations the cat may also express via purring or meowing. So yeah, caterwauling doesn't seem to be a help me sound as much as its primal all-purpose arg. But hey, we're talking about cats here. That's probably as close as we're going to get. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more grunge videos about animals are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.